Welcome everyone, I'm Alexander Mihalja and today we have one of the industry leaders, Aida Baimenova, co-owner and managing partner of NBCgate. Welcome Aida, how are you doing today?
Hi, Alexander. Thank you so much for having me. I'm doing great. It is an honor to be on your podcast today.
Awesome, and I'm excited to have you on the podcast today and I'm sure you're going to be of great value for the audience. Now, before we dive in, could you give us a quick overview of what NBCgate does?
Sure. NBCgate is a crypto payment solution. So, if you are, for example, a business that wishes to accept crypto payments because your clients want to pay you with crypto, but as a business, you don't want to manage or hold the crypto as an asset because it's volatile, this is where we step in. And at the time of transaction, we convert crypto to whichever fiat currency you prefer and then deposit it in your bank account. So yeah, we enable businesses to accept payments quickly, safely, and at a lower percentage than most banks and credit cards. 1%. Typically unheard of in the financial industry, but that's how we compete in this competitive field.
Yeah, right. That's fascinating. And basically, what inspired you to join NBCgate? Was there a specific moment or experience that sparked this journey?
So, what inspired me to join NBC Gate was specifically when I met the founder and the CEO of the company, Vladimir. We were at a business forum, and I was at the time working in the United States for a startup that handled something entirely different. I think maybe it would be helpful if I give you a little bit of background about myself and how my journey led me to meet Vladimir. Um, so I'm from Kazakhstan myself, currently in Kazakhstan, and I went to high school in Singapore, where I was very passionate about economics and computer science, which led me to pursue industrial engineering at a university in the States called Northwestern University. And there I did a variety of jobs and internships ranging from supply chain and manufacturing at Ferrara, Candy Company. You've probably heard of like Nerds, Trolleys,
Yeah.
Rochers. Loved that. It was not great for my diet, but it was a fun experience. I realized that wasn't quite my cup of tea, so I pivoted into data science research at NASA. Also, very fulfilling experience working with highly talented individuals. But again, I wanted to be like more, I wanted to see the results of my labor come out quicker. And then when you do any kind of research, it's normally like years and years.
Yeah.
So yeah, then I also did consulting, but I think a lot of people who work in consulting will tell you that even though like the work is quite dynamic, it's kind of BS. So just, yeah, I wanted to do something a little bit more fulfilling. Might sound cliche, but it's true. And then I worked at a startup in Chicago called Lesson or SMS Assist, which did real estate management for a variety. It was also a B2B company. And then I was on the pricing and accounting team there, where meaning that my team was responsible for building products to financially operate the startup. So from there, I realized that first of all, B2B is where the money's at.
Yeah.
Second of all, yeah, right. Second of all, I mean, fintech was kind of like the buzz at the time, like 2 3 years ago. Everyone was like talking about fintech, and interestingly enough, my experience and my education kind of aligned with going into fintech. So when I was visiting Kazakhstan and I met Vladimir, I heard his story and I met his team, and it inspired me to quit my job in the US and come back to my homeland and do something that is more hands on, that is, in my humble opinion, will
Yeah.
actually transform the world. So again, I feel like I'm sounding cliche, but I genuinely think so. So that's how I made my move, and that's how I joined NBC Gate.
Right, yeah, that's inspiring story. And for example, what inspired you the transition from consulting and manufacturing to financial technology?
Mhm. So I think it's very much the fact that financial technology is transformative. I think if you want to make a difference in the world, you need to do something that is going to enable people to live a better life. And in a long chain, I think it is easy for businesses that have a lot of funding that come, or business owners that come from a very wealthy background, to start a business, take a bank loan, and then and then fail, and then it's all okay. But for businesses who, especially like coming like startups, like fintech startups that are trying to build something from scratch, it's really important to be very quick, dynamic, cheap,
Right.
everything to stay competitive. So that's where I really saw the power of fintech. Like fintech is very much something that enables anyone and everyone to accept money, make money quicker, faster, more sustainably, safely, without kind of getting into a lot of debt. And I think that's where NBCgate specifically seemed very appealing to me, that I had this experience with engineering, with building financial platforms and building that structure that enables a quick and safe flow of money. And that's where the idea of fintech just seemed very natural and right up my alley.
Yeah, yeah, interesting one. So let's go back to when you first started. Could you share the story of how your CEO conceived the idea while climbing the Mount Everest?
Absolutely. So when I first met Vladimir, we met at a business forum, and he talked about this current startup, NBCgate, that he was just conceiving at the time. It was more an idea with like a team already gathered. And once we sat down for coffee to discuss a little bit about what brought him to this idea, so he started Vladimir Ruppel. He started off in Casa 24 at the time. So 20 years ago, Kazakhstan had no financial technology. I mean, we had banks, like traditional banks, but it
Yeah,
was very much more so to take out loans, either like personal loans, business loans.
yeah,
But the idea of like accepting money with credit cards, it was very foreign 20 years ago. So what he did is he developed the first like POS terminals in Kazakhstan, integrated them into like millions of like small to mid to large businesses in Kazakhstan to enable them to do something that right now seems so basic, but at the time was like crazy innovative: accept credit cards. So once he built that after 20 years, like 5 years ago, he decided to sell his company and retire. But then a
yeah,
lot of people, when they, especially when you're like a business entrepreneur and then you retire, you get super bored. And clearly man was bored if he was out there climbing Mount Everest at the ripe age of 41, 42. So as he was climbing it, he realized that like, hey, if he can take on a challenge as massive, literally, as Mount Everest, then why not challenge himself to something new and build a new company that is going to be not just local in Kazakhstan, but global? So that's how he conceived the idea. So he knew that his experience lies with fintech. So, what can he do with fintech that's more new, more original, and very relevant right now? And then, what are things
yeah,
that are relevant right now? Like fintech, crypto, marry those two ideas. NBC Gate was born.
yeah. Interesting, very interesting story.
Indeed.
And how did you navigate the expansion from Czech Republic into broader European markets?
Mhm. So when we were starting out in the Czech Republic, we had sales folks and marketing folks in the Czech Republic, which made it easier for us to kind of like take off, because I think when you're first starting, it's definitely more important for you and the team to like see each other and interact a lot and be able to for our sales folks to like walk into like coffee shops and restaurants and offer our product and be like, hey, this is going to enable you to accept payments for
Yeah.
cheaper. But then once we were expanding to Netherlands, Germany, it wasn't very efficient, economically, especially to be hiring teams on the ground. Luckily, in the modern world, digital sales, digital marketing are so prevalent that it wasn't a huge challenge, to be honest, to expand within Europe because we already had the MiCA certification, which is a regulatory license that enables us to uh, like accept the payments and then distribute payments while still under the regulation of like all of the European Union. So with that license, it honestly wasn't like, at least legally, it was very easy to enter the other markets like Netherlands and Germany. And then when it came to like actual implementation, it was for the most part adding another language to our website, to our software, adding another currency, and then yeah, just targeting our marketing and sales at a new market. So I guess in the modern digital world, it's not very hard to enter new markets.
Yeah, right.
Mhm.
But for example, what drove the evolution from purely crypto payments to becoming a comprehensive payment solution?
100%. So, the biggest reason actually came from our personal experience. When we were first starting out, it took us forever to open a bank account. And I mean, we needed to have a bank account because we need to transfer funds between like our client, like from our platform to our clients. And then we needed to be able to, like, for example, our client wanted to receive like payments in euros, but their clients paid them in Czech kronas, then like we needed to have a bank account for all of that. And it took us ages. And then at some point we had a bank account, and then like we needed as a financial like company, we obviously want
Yeah.
to like hedge our risk, so we opened another one through Revolut, and then Stripe, and then Stripe acquired a different crypto company, so they shut down, they basically canceled their contracts with all the crypto companies, and that put us at a big disadvantage because we had a couple months where we were trying to connect a new bank account, and again it was just such a hassle. So when we started going to different crypto conferences, especially in Dubai, like Token 25, and just a variety of crypto conferences, and talking to other businesses, we realized that just putting crypto in your company description automatically makes you high risk. And that is
Yeah.
simply not true, especially when you're licensed and you're regulated and you have like tax accountability and legal accountability to a certain like country. So that made it more challenging for us and other businesses to run their operations. And it is really critical for a startup to be like quick and dynamic. So like most businesses cannot afford to waste a month or two, or just because they're setting up their like
Yeah.
financial operations. So that's when we realized that if we wanted to truly accommodate businesses, we needed to listen to our customers, and what businesses wanted is flexibility. They want to be able to accept payments as quickly as possible and as safely as possible in a variety of means. So we expanded from, originally we were just crypto to fiat, and then we realized like, hey, we have like customers in, for example, the UAE who want to be who are like miners, and they want to be receiving payments in fiat because like they're, for example, they're selling apparatus, and they're getting paid in dirham or euros, but they want to keep money in crypto. So that's where fiat to crypto came about.
Yeah.
And then fiat to fiat and crypto to crypto came naturally after, because if you have the like
Of course.
infrastructure to do those two, you can do anything.
Yeah, interesting. And walk us through how NBCgate addresses these challenges What makes your approach unique?
I think what makes our approach unique is our products. So we have a variety of products that really cater to different business needs. For example, we have um, mobile POS terminals, which are like QR codes that you can scan with your like crypto wallet, with any crypto wallet you use, and then that is ideal for like actual physical locations. Say you're at cafe or a physical store, you would probably prefer a physical like in-person ability to pay, which would be like mobile POS terminals. Then we have pay links, which are very versatile. They're used between, like for example, real estate companies where
Yeah.
like someone is buying an apartment, they get sent a pay link, they pay through the link, transfer goes perfect. We have pay forms, which are fantastic for e-commerce. So I think everyone's used to like some kind of pay form where you're checking out on a website and then like a little window pops up where you need to like input your credit card information. So scratch that, basically very similar thing except for we integrate with their websites, and our integration is extremely easy. We have like API available, so all you need to do is like copy the API into your website, and then you can get started. And the pay form is again just like a link or a QR, like whatever is most convenient for you. Just enables the clients to pay in a crypto or fiat or whatever they prefer.
Okay, so basically it's user friendly for everyone.
Very user friendly for both businesses and the businesses' customers.
Okay, interesting. But for example, how are you addressing the traditional banking pain point you mentioned regarding the account setup and KYC?
Yeah, so what we do is, if you go on our website, then we have the KYB. Like first off, you like you leave your information, and then you can start the KYB process yourself. But then, if you just leave your information, then one of our associates contacts you, and they walk you through the entire KYB process. It does not take very long, and then once you submit the KYB documentation, it takes us a day at most, like if you're higher risk, 2 days to review the KYB. And then as soon as it gets approved, you can start receiving payments. But actually, the most fun thing here is you can start receiving payments before the KYB. So what happens is the KYB is for you to be able to withdraw money to your bank account, but then without the KYB, you can already integrate and you can start accepting payments. If you need to start accepting payments like in 5 hours, like really like
Yeah.
ASAP. um, but then otherwise the process is just very quick. And because again, like you do KYB as a company, but then your customers are of no interest to us, like how they're paying. It's none of our concern as long as you're the one who, as a business, who has like an invoice or whatever you're using so that they pay. And then it's really easy for you to get rolling and start accepting payments.
Okay, interesting. And also, could you explain how your 1% fee structure benefits businesses compared to traditional payment methods?
100%. So, for our crypto to fiat business model, you, as a business, only get a charge 1%, which, like, actually, you're not paying as a business. You are offloading that financial cost onto your customers, which is the same thing that credit cards do as well. It's just typical credit cards range between 2.5 to like 3.5%. In some countries we've seen it can go up to 4, 5, 6%. But having a 1% transaction fee really keeps
Yeah.
the like enables businesses to maximize their margins. So simple economics: cost goes down, margin goes up, profit goes up. So we're very much like business catered. We want our business clients to thrive so that they keep generating revenue, so that it's an amazing
Mhm.
partnership. They make money, we make money.
Okay, okay. But I
Mhm.
have a curiosity. So, what makes your integration process uniquely fast for businesses?
Mhm. So I think I touched upon that briefly, but what makes it really fast for businesses is, first of all, the support we offer in the integration. Um, if you want to do it yourself, we have tutorials which are like very detailed and very straightforward. But then, if you want more support, we have associates who will help you guide you through the setup. And then just in general, the fact that the KYB takes so little time, and then even without KYB, the fact that you can start accepting payments immediately, the API integration shouldn't take more than an hour if you have someone on your team who's ever copy pasted code into like it's I would say it's very straightforward. But then we also have integrations with different platforms that build websites for you, so
Yeah.
not everyone can like wants to have in-house developers to develop a website from scratch. In that case, we have integrations with all these plugins as well, just websites or software that helps you build a website, and those are even quicker. um, I'm trying to think of examples, but they're evading me for some reason right now. But yeah, just the ability to integrate very quickly and efficiently, and the fact that we already like have experience integrating with a variety of businesses, types of websites, some very sophisticated websites, some very janky websites. It works with everything.
Yeah, yeah, makes sense, makes sense. And you know, I often find that innovative solutions face the initial skepticism. So, for example, when you talk to potential clients, what's the biggest misconception they typically have about what you do?
So I think typically the biggest thing that throws a lot of businesses off is just the word crypto, like cryptocurrency. All of a sudden, people think like, wow, like scary scammers. Just like I think even though crypto is extremely powerful and versatile, it holds a lot of stigma in the traditional business world.
Yeah,
And that's where we have to explain like, hey, like the whole point of our business is that you don't have to even touch crypto, you don't even have to ever see it, like, you know, like crypto doesn't even have to cross your mind at any point. We exist so that you can like broaden your audience for like paying customers without actually having to deal with the stuff that you find so scary. And I think another thing is, in general, a lot of businesses, they don't really like trying new solutions because, one, it might be like they think it's risky, two, it's a bunch of effort, or three, like doing something new that is better might make them look bad because like what have they been doing this whole time if they are not
yeah,
using innovative technology. So we address them one by one. We like make sure to convey to them that like, hey, it is safe because we're Mika regulated. Then we explain briefly that like blockchain is really fast. You need to like get the transaction has to pass a bunch of checks at least like 7 steps for the transaction
yeah,
to go through. That we check all crypto for like the source of origin, as in whether it's like black crypto, has it been involved in like any like severely illegal things like human trafficking, and if it hasn't, which most of crypto hasn't, then it is free to go through. So like there's no way for the business to ever hold like bear any responsibility, even if the crypto that they're getting paid with is not like as clean, because we
right,
as a
right.
company bear that responsibility. Then when it comes to like the risk of yeah, like when it comes to crypto not being very I think there's a misconception that crypto can be more expensive as well, which again is silly because crypto is just cheaper than any traditional financial institution, because it's just like so like the infrastructure, what it takes to run a business, like run a crypto transaction, because it's so much more automated than a like traditional banking transaction, like less hands touch it, you need to pay
Yeah.
less labor, so it's just cheaper. Like by the nature of crypto, it's going to be cheaper than traditional banking.
Yeah, 100%.
Mhm.
And also, could you share what was your first major success story with a client and what changed for them after working with you?
Yeah. So I think one that really sits in my mind is not one of our biggest clients or one of our like highest paying clients. It's someone whose life genuinely changed. It was a small entrepreneur, a lady in the UAE who owned a hair salon, and it was like a very small starting hair salon. She was doing hair extensions, and then just being able to accept payment. So, like, as she was setting up in the UAE, it was kind of hard for her to get the bank account rolling. So, she found us, reached out to us. We very quickly integrated with her, enabling her to receive like mobile POS terminal transactions,
Yeah.
but also pay links for people who wanted to like pay later or like prepay. Because again, there's like when you're a business, you want to be really accommodating to your customers, and for a small business like her to enable her customers to pay in a variety of ways just made her more attractive. And then in the span of like 3 months, she started off from generating about like making, like, let's speak in dollars, like $2,000 a month, to all of a sudden she was making up to $40,000 a month, just from her like very very quickly like racking up how many like clients she has, how
Yeah.
like she started selling like some of her like hair extensions as well, so people can do it at home. She started advertising through Instagram, so that like we also have a referral program, so that other like influencers or other businesses could be like paying through NBCgate. And then thanks to our referral program, if you refer someone, you passively make an income out of every transaction they make. So
Mhm.
at this point, like with the referral program, we like sacrifice some of our margin so that like you as a business, as our client who brought us more clients, can passively make income from them. So yeah, I would say change her life. We stay in touch. She recently took out a loan for an apartment, so just really thrilled to see
Mhm.
our clients building a better life for themselves.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome story. And now, looking at the broader industry, what key trends are you seeing emerge?
So I think some of the key trends we're seeing emerge is we see that cryptocurrency is, I mean, it has always gotten a lot of press, but with Trump showing a very active interest in crypto and buying millions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, it really makes people more interested in crypto and trust crypto more as a reliable like form of currency. And I think with people buying more and more crypto, they're realizing as well that when crypto fluctuates, if they're treating it purely as an asset that you hold onto for dear life, and God forbid you spend any of it, because what if like tomorrow it like really like leaps in price and then like you wasted crypto. So that seems to be like the approach to Bitcoin. But then because there are millions of other cryptocurrencies which like we accommodate at least 200 other cryptocurrencies, and as soon as a client requests we add another one, it takes us at most a day for us to add it, test it, like get it running.
Yeah.
So like clients are basically people are realizing that cryptocurrency is more than just an asset to hold on to. It is actually like a currency which is in the name, but a lot of people seem to forget like that was the
Yeah.
original intent, to like pay with cryptocurrency. So especially the demand for a lot of stable coins has been going up, and like stable coins are pegged to like a currency, like for example USDT, USDC, they've been getting more and more popular because people will always trust the dollar. So any stablecoin that is pegged to the dollar just automatically carries more like safety, which on one hand is a little silly because it's not a government owned cryptocurrency. So it's not that
Yeah.
it is suddenly safer than any other cryptocurrency. Anything that is like privately owned runs the same risks of suddenly like something going wrong. But just the trend of people like buying more stable coins and then actually using them to make payments has been definitely uphill. And that's been good for us because yeah, the more people are were interested in paying in crypto, including stable coins, the more demand there is for businesses like us.
Okay, makes sense. And also, what's your roadmap for becoming a bank without being a bank?
Mhm. Yeah, so I like the way you phrased that. So our roadmap for becoming a bank without being a bank, I wouldn't even necessarily say it in those words exactly. Our roadmap for becoming a payment platform that really is like very business oriented is to add more products that are going to be more beneficial to businesses. So rather than being like, I think in the fintech world, there is a slight stigma against the word bank because it automatically means like slow, restrictions, extremely commercial, like screws people over. And then
Yeah,
so ideally like to be like a bank without being a bank just means we want to be a business that helps other businesses like run payments quickly, safely, with a variety of tools that are made specifically for them without any of the like drawbacks of an actual bank, like
right.
extremely long KYB, like interest rates, like God, like those interest rates. Yeah, I think that.
Okay. Yeah, it sounds like you're ahead of the curve in many ways, which make me feel curious about your growth plan. So, how are you looking to grow for the next year?
Mhm. So for the next year, I think we're looking to grow in primarily two ways. So with the Mika license, actually speaking to the previous questions, being a bank without being a bank, having the Mika license, and actually we are in the middle of renewing it right now because as of this year, there is going to be new regulation like Europe wide
Yeah.
in regards to how like financial assets and especially crypto assets are handled. So just renewing the license and making sure that we're in accordance with the European law, meaning that we have like a safety, like we have a frozen amount in the bank account, for example, that is allocated to our business. And in case worst case scenario, like we go bankrupt, our clients don't lose any money because we have the safety net that we are accountable to our clients to pay them off regardless of what happens to our business. And for example, yeah, tax. In terms of taxes, we ensure that like companies are all like tax accountable. So that's where we are very much a legal company. We have tax accountability. We make sure that our clients are tax accountable, and that keeps everyone like again very legal and very like in check with the regulations. So when we think about like growing further, like after we renew our Mika license, we know that a lot of our competitors are not like in a hurry to renew their license because or even to get a new license because up until this year and especially up until like yeah, up till very recently, it wasn't essential to have the license. Like you could get away without having it, and like you wouldn't get very pressed about it. And also the like some of the rules in the license right now, they aren't getting like very like, until at least in the past they weren't like super enforced, but then Mika has made it very clear that with this new rollout of renewal or new licenses, it is going to be much stricter. So if you don't
Mhm.
have this license, then you very much run the risk of, as a financial platform, um, of just not being able to run your operations. So I think we very much think that by like positioning ourselves as a company that has this license, which enables us to like one, be ahead of our competitors in terms of regulations and protecting not only us but our clients from potential risks in the future, we stay ahead. And then the other way is with our products. So right now we have like some of the products I've already mentioned, where like mobile post POS terminals, payform, pay links, but some other things we're adding is, for example, invoicing, mass payouts. Or what else are we adding? NBCgate on map, which means that like your business will be put into our digital map. So then, like the users that have the app, they're able to see where they can pay with cryptocurrency. So then, like we saw the demand, like we surveyed customers in the Czech Republic, in Germany, and UAE, and found out that if a crypto user knows that a certain location does accept crypto, they are more likely to go there just because like they know that they can spend.
Yeah.
So just enabling to like building this network of businesses that are all displayed in one app makes it a lot easier for users to navigate different markets as well, knowing where they can pay. And then also payroll. This is specifically for businesses to be able to pay their employees easier, because for the variety of businesses we work with, we notice that some of their employees want to receive payments in fiat, some in crypto. It can be hard for a business to navigate. So just taking that burden off their shoulders and dealing with like salary payouts also makes it easier for a business.
Okay, interesting. And for example, regarding to the growth, is AI on top of your mind?
So, AI is something that we as a fintech startup utilize daily because, yeah, labor cost is something that a lot of businesses are aware of. So, a lot of our processes internally are automated so that we can target like more of our efforts. Like a lot of traditional businesses, especially, they prefer seeing like a person, so we'd rather like have them like have our businesses, have our clients have a pleasant experience. And then us internally, a lot of our processes are automated, and like we do utilize AI for that, because I think old school automation is very rigid, and then AI automation is flexible. And then yeah, I think like any business, we are always looking at more like integration of AI, for example in customer service. I think that's been very much the trend globally, where more and more businesses are going towards AI customer service, so
Right.
that like if there's like we've already been piloting some of that. If it's some small questions, we'd rather have AI with our entire knowledge base answer that question. And then if it's a more complicated question, we would rather have one of our associates answer that question on behalf of business. So I think like AI has been very helpful, and it will continue to be helpful in us streamlining our processes and making, just in general, a more pleasant experience for the businesses that are our customers.
Okay, interesting. And for example, beside the product, what's your North Star metric right now?
Well, I think I'm fearful of sharing our revenue, but I would say that we've had a really great growth in spring. So I think our growth was around 60 to 70% weekly. And that was heavily due to the referral program and just really putting a lot of our effort on sales. Um, a big help was we entered the UAE market, and like in Europe, in generally things move a little slower than in the UAE. So as soon as we entered the UAE market, like started doing sales for businesses in Dubai, the number of clients we got who had higher, specifically like higher checks than in Europe, just boosted our growth, financial
Yeah,
growth very quickly.
yeah, makes sense.
Mhm.
And before we wrap up, I'm curious about what's on the horizon. So, when you look at NBC Gate's journey over the next few years, what possibilities excite you the most?
Mhm. I think the uh, oof. I think I spoke about NBC Gate map already, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. That is a great question. What excites me the most? I do think that the payout, the payroll specifically, is going to be very powerful because we have been getting a lot of requests from our clients to kind of handle all, be like an all in one platform. When we were originally starting out, we thought we would be very specified, very like focused on crypto to fiat. But then again, as a startup, we're very dynamic. So we listen to our clients. And then as clients want us to be like comprehensive and like
Yeah,
they, especially smaller businesses, if we can like solve one financial problem for them, they want us to solve all financial problems for them. So I think just being able to be this like holistic solution for them where we can also like do like salary payments for them, like payroll. I think just based off of the demand from our clients is something that I'm really excited for because every time we roll out something for our clients that makes an actual difference, it really does make them very happy. And maybe it's a bit of a people pleaser in me, but I love seeing our clients happy. I love like reducing their workload. I love seeing them be able to focus on making a living and generating profit. So that's
right.
something I'm probably most excited for.
Okay, and for listeners who want to learn more or potentially work with NBC Gate, what's the best way to get in touch?
Yeah. So the best way is they can either go on our website, nbcgate.com or .ru, depending on your language, or they can reach out to me directly.
So, thanks for joining me today, Aida, and for this amazing podcast session. And for anyone listening, make sure to check out NBC Gay socials below in the description because this episode was packed with value and I can't wait to see what you build next.